Basically, I just wanted to kind of see like how you guys formed. I've got questions about Are You Ready? And then I saw that you're going to be performing at the Michael Stanley anniversary concert. I'm really interested about that.
Yeah, the band's been together now 10 years. I got a tattoo to commemorate the Vindy's V, well, in my own way. And yeah, we've been going for since like 2014, I want to say. But really like we started as a cover band, and then 2017 we came out with a full-length LP um album that got picked up by the Summit in Akron. And they're just super supportive of regional and local music, spotlighting. And since then, we've kind of like hit our bases all over Cleveland, Akron, Pittsburgh, Columbus, and beyond. So really, the Vindies have been just kind of doing it grassroots style, kind of just like getting our name out there, getting people to talk about us and coming back to the shows. So we're really proud of the work that we've done thus far. Yeah.
Hey, you guys are incredible and you've done a lot. So I saw you got to tour with Pat Benatar. You were also performing with was it Walker Hayes
Hunter Hayes,
or
Hunter Hayes, we performed
Hunter
with
Hayes?
him,
Sorry.
me and John just as a duo. I want to say 2017 or 18 at the House of Blues. And that was the first time we've ever played at the House of Blues. And I remember being super excited about that. And then just this past December, we just sold out our very own show with the full band, with the Vindies. So like,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. So all the work that we've put in, and it was very, very exciting to hear that we sold that place out. So but with Pat Benatar, we weren't we just got the call. They were looking for somebody for Cleveland, and then we were really excited when they called us back to open up for them in Detroit. So they have a lot of Youngstown connections, Cleveland connections. They're bass players from the area, and their drummer. So they've had a lot of ties to the Northeast Ohio region. Neil Giraldo is also from the area as well, her husband. So we were fortunate enough to get that call again for Detroit. But yeah, really, really sweet people. Pat Benatar gave me a hug. She remembered me the next time I saw her. Yeah, so
How did that feel?
it is pretty crazy because all I wanted to say to her, and it was just, you don't know what you mean to me, because when I was a kid, I would try to emulate Pat Benatar specifically, for her big voice. And I really think I sound a little like her. She's one of my bigger influences. And I'm so weird around, not weird around celebrities, but I just, that was a really special moment for me to be opening up for one of my biggest heroes. And I wanted to tell her that, but I absolutely did not. I was like, thanks again, Pat, for having us. That was really cool. But yeah, she's my fave. So it
That's a
was,
really cool full circle moment.
yeah, absolutely. Maybe
So
one,
how,
maybe one day
what
I'll.
was it? I don't know. I think that people would appreciate hearing that, like knowing that you made that kind of an impact on somebody that you ended up working with.
Just that she was my like biggest and one of my biggest influences. I've tried emulating really big sounds, like another one is Etta James, a lot of jazz singers, from jazz singers to even like Steven Tyler, like just like massive Whitney Houston, Celine Dion. I just really focused on how the technical aspects of how singers produce that much sound. Heart was another big one, and we just opened up for Ann Wilson, and that was insane, as well. So, the band is independent though. We're running, this ship by ourselves, and we keep getting these calls left and right. So it's just been a really great couple years, especially coming out of COVID, which is just like a really dark time for all of the industry.
Yeah, everything just shut down.
Absolutely.
So, what's your connection with Michael Stanley? I saw that you would, am I correct in saying that you were in some of his tribute bands?
So um, I have known of Michael Stanley just, but forever. But just being around, like, the network of musicians in and around the Northeast Ohio area, I came across Mark Lee Shannon, his guitar player, um, in his band, and he and I formed a relationship. He's been great friends of the band as well. And you know, as we were coming up, I think this is just before he passed. We had done a show with him in Cleveland, I want to say, and then we were invited to his induction uh, ceremony, just a celebration of life of Michael Stanley just before he passed. And that was when I got to meet him. And I didn't really have like a close relationship with Michael Stanley, but just to see the way that people follow that band and the Resonators, and the loyalty that they have to Michael Stanley is really crazy to me. And that we have been kind of like a little bit like anointed and saying like, okay, the Vindys are cool, like check them out. And we're gonna have Jackie up and singing a few songs with us this evening. It's really like uh, it feels sort of like a passing of the torch. No, I one day would be crazy to sell out Blossom even one night. Michael Stanley did it 3 days in a row. So that is the most legendary thing that any band can aspire to do in Cleveland. So I'm just happy to know the guys in the band. We have this show coming up in May that is going to just be a great celebration with all the original members. All of the guitar players of Michael Stanley will be on stage, and I will be able to sing harmonies with these guys. I will be singing a few leads myself, and really, to me, it feels like it's a really just a really big family with everybody's wives and everybody's kids and involved, and just really happy and really family oriented vibes with them. And I see that in the Vindies as well. So I kind of just want us to cultivate a really great community of music in the Northeast Ohio area. And they are the pinnacle, like they are the Cleveland legend
Yeah,
I look up to, that I would like to be one day.
no, absolutely. His legacy is huge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they've just been so kind to us as well. So to be playing with them is not only an honor, it's honestly like a really great time. It's fun. Like I'm excited for the rehearsals. So
That show's actually on my birthday. I think I may go to it.
please, yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be at MGM in Northfield, which is where I opened up for Pat Benatar, and I really love that venue. The sound is great. I saw Tom Jones there, I think last year as well, and he's like 80 years old. He sounds amazing still. Yeah, but I like that room a lot just for the way that they set it up, the sound and everything, and that's important to me for concerts. So.
I'm excited to see it. So I'm going to ask you probably something that everybody asks you. So are you ready? I read that somebody had approached you originally to write that specific for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, so I got a call from a producer over at AT&T Sportsnet in Pittsburgh, who was needing a Friday Night Rocks song. They have used I think the Jayhawks previous to us years before, but they're looking for the band to do their segment, and they wanted to bring in a local regional. And I my understanding was that they wanted a song that we had already released, but then they wanted to change our lyrics to it. And I was like, I mean, I'm not really hip to that idea. However, I like am sorry, already like wheels are turning in my head that I had this like memo in my phone like from a year ago um at that time that was kind of sort of that like rock anthem, Carrie Underwood, Joan Jett, Super Bowl type of sports thing. So I was like, I mean, if you need a song, I'll just write you a song. And in no way in my head did I think that we were going to put it on our latest album. No way in my head. This is a one-off. I'm just going to, do this for them and they can use it as they wish and it will be non-exclusive. And but then, it had legs, and then they had us perform between the innings at the Pirates games, like for commercial, like in the broadcast studio. They had us, they had the song featured it for Pittsburgh Pirates stuff. They had it in the pre-games for the Steelers. And then just last year we got a call from ESPN. They're like, we love the song. We want to use it for our ACC softball season. And then when that got picked up, that was just like in my head, that's where I was, that's what I was like thinking it could be. And then for ESPN to give us the call, it was just like, like I had it in my head that it was just going to be a one-off, and then it became a thing like that. So it was just a wild experience. And from there, I feel like, now I have like the Pro Volleyball Federation calling us. We want another sports anthem. Can you write us something for this? I'm like, I guess I'm your sports girl. I don't know. I'm down for whatever. So I'm really proud of the legs that Are You Ready has had. And yeah, by no means did I think that we would be using it like in our albums. I thought it was just going to be a single. So it's been great to see it grow.
So what was the reaction when you first got a call from ESPN?
Well, my publisher called me and was like, so ESPN is calling, and I go, no way. But my my feeling is like it's always that I don't believe anything until it's on paper, until I'm like literally signing at the last very second. So like I still didn't even believe it as I signed the contract, like that it was happening. So it was really exciting. And I was more excited to just tell the guys that it happened. So everyone
Yeah,
was really, really jazzed about it.
it's awesome that people have heard you and they don't even know it. Like
Exactly. Hey, I mean,
nationally, that song is everywhere.
yeah, licensing is a whole other game for musicians nowadays. It's all about everything, honestly. If you got to be on the radio, got to be on streaming. You have to have your licensing. You have to, and to be an independent artist doing all the things is a lot of work. So we appreciate the village of people around us that make it possible for us to do what we do without, any labels taking, a heavy chunk of what we do. So,
How does that work with labels?
well, nowadays it's always different. There's things called 360 deals, which basically they take every piece of the pie, as far as merchandise, as far as ticket sales, as far as licensing, promotion, and everything. They would take a percentage of that. That's more common in major label deals. Independent labels, it could really range as far as, the terms of like 3 to 5 years, to have your masters and then them be returned to you. So, I haven't come across a deal that it is beneficial for me just yet. And it's something that I would like to that I want to have. I'm hoping actually in the next year or so, but I just want it to be a fair deal for everyone involved. And the best deals, they say, are deals where nobody is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Compromise.
exactly. So I'm kind of holding out for something like that.
Okay, that's smart. I feel like the excitement of just seeing that it's a label, maybe people sign too early and they don't know what they're signing themselves up for.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, I think that sometimes people can get excited when a label approaches you and you sign something without really knowing what the deal is.
Yeah,
So
but
it's smart you're handling all that on your own.
there's so many horror stories that we know now from especially like the early 2000s that we've learned that, I mean, it's all over the internet that you do not want to be signing. So it's something that you just need a really good lawyer for on your, make sure that you're covered.
Tim Misney.
Yes, Tim Disney.
He'll make them pay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, Getting towards the end, but I just wanted to ask, what inspires you when you are writing? Like, is there something you do beforehand, or
With what kind of songwriting?
when you're writing music or trying to come up with a new album, like, is there something that you do to get inspiration, or just kind of like when it comes?
It really is different all the time for me. My process has, uh, for me, inspiration comes from stuff I've never done before. So when I was writing our first album, I was trying to, I think we had 5 or 6 songs like in the bag, but I wanted to, expand. And I started writing country of all things, just like country licks and riffs and like simple lyrics, and that kind of gave me ideas of as far as what I wanted to do for our own stuff. So I, as a songwriter, I kind of write for the song. So I'm, you know, just like we were kind of like commissioned for Are You Ready? I'm like, okay, I can draw up this like sportsy kind of song. Um and I'm, to a fault, sometimes I kind of, my range of genres kind of branch out, and it allows us to not be put in a box. But also people are like, I'm not sure where to put them. I'm not sure where to put them in pop or rock or blues or soul or pop or um and I kind of like it like that. Like I don't think that everything has to sound exactly the same. It's all coming from us, and we all love to play live, and um, we get a lot of inspiration from just playing these songs live and then taking them into the studio. So when I come up with a song, mostly it's really, it'll start maybe with melody. Sometimes it starts with a guitar, sometimes it's on keyboard. If I'm playing on guitar, it's usually like a rock or a bluesy kind of tune. If I'm playing on keys, it ends up turning into like a pop song. And that's just like the inspiration of just the sound of that guitar, or the piano that I like. But with this next album that we're going to be putting out, it's going to be more of just more of what we do, which is kind of everything. So, and we're proud of that, and we're good with having all kinds of stuff
I feel
in
like
our
it
back.
makes it better.
Yeah, also I get really bored. Like I don't you need that like ebb and flow. Like I like to like rock out and scream at the top of my lungs, but sometimes I like to sing a ballad, you know? So it gives a breathing room to what we do um and lets us breathe on stage too.
You mentioned that you were working on another album. Do you know when you're probably going to release it?
I'm we're debating on releasing it piece by piece. So probably releasing singles either weekly or monthly. I don't have a campaign lined out yet. I was hoping for the summertime, but it's looking like things might be pushed back a little bit. I really couldn't tell you when. It's something that is way very heavily on my soul right now. So very soon we will have something laid out. I just don't have that yet.
Totally fine. And do you have any other upcoming tour dates besides the Michael Stanley?
Yeah, let me pull out my calendar here. I can't believe it's mid-February already.
It is nuts how fast time is going by.
We'll be with Donnie Iris over in Pittsburgh at the UPMC Center March 16th. And then we will be at in Toledo with ZZ opening up for ZZ Top.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yes, I'm very excited for that. I'm
That will
hoping
be that's going to be so cool.
hope I get to meet Billy Gibbons. That would be nuts. Um, we'll be at the Bluestone in Columbus with Donnie again. We have a basically sold out show in at the Music Box already in April 12th. I think there's like one or two tickets left, maybe. Um, and then we're kind of, it's kind of sporadic for the spring, but as soon as summertime hits, you're going to see us out there every weekend. So we're kind of bopping all over the place as far as, Chicago and beyond. So just, check out our website, thevindys.com, or our socials for, all of the content.
You read my mind. I was about to ask how people can follow you.
Yeah, you can follow us everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, but thevindys.com for all the dates.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jackie, for your time. It was a pleasure and an honor. I thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.